So, are you tired of missing, losing, or struggling to manage webhooks from different apps? What if you had one simple tool that could handle all your webhook traffic, retrieves, filters, transformations, and even detailed logs without writing a single line of code? That's exactly what Pabbly Hook does. So here on my screen, you can see the dashboard of Pabbly Hook, and Pabbly Hook is a dedicated webhook management platform created by Pabbly. Unlike Pabbly Connect, which helps you build automation workflows, Pabbly Hook focuses specifically on receiving, processing, and forwarding webhook events with total reliability and flexibility. So now you must be thinking that why you should use Pabbly Hook. So now let me give you some solid reasons that why your business needs Pabbly Hook. So it can capture and forward webhook events in real time. It offers rate limiting, so you can control how many webhooks are forwarded per minute or hour. It has automatic retrieves, so failed deliveries are retrieved until they succeed. And you can filter and transform data before it reaches your app. And now best of all, it gives you detailed real-time logs so you can monitor everything that's happening. Alright, so these were some solid reasons that why you must use Pabbly Hook for your business. Now let me show you that how you can exactly use Pabbly Hook. So here on my screen you can see Pabbly Hook's dashboard, and here to create a new connection you need to click on this create connection button given on the top right corner, and then a create connection dialog box is appeared in front of us. So here firstly you need to give a name to your connection. Let's suppose I'm going to give it as new for now, and here you can select the folder. You can create multiple folders to save your connection as per your requirement. So here for the folder I'm going to select the folder as home for now, and then I'm going to click on this create button given over here, and here you can see we have successfully created a connection. So here we need to set up the connection in which it is asking for some required details. So let's begin with select HTTP methods. So here you can choose which request method like get, post, put, patch, delete will be accepted from the source and forwarded to your destination webhook. So for now I'm going to select all the methods. You can select it as per your requirement, and then comes the destination webhook URL. So this is where Pabbly Hook will send the processed webhook data. For example, it could be a CRM, payment gateway, or any custom endpoint. For now, to get the destination webhook URL, I am going to use Pabbly Connect. So let me access the Pabbly Connect. So this is a test workflow that I've created in Pabbly Connect, and from here we are going to get a webhook that we are going to connect in our Pabbly Hook. So here we are going to click on this add trigger button, and here I'm going to select my trigger application as webhook by Pabbly for now. You can select your payment gateway, your CRMs, or any other database if you want. For now I've selected webhook by Pabbly, and I'm going to select the app event as catch webhook preferred, and then I'm going to click on this connect, and here you can see we have received a webhook URL. So I'm going to copy this webhook URL. Let's move back to our Pabbly Hook, and here for the destination webhook URL I'm going to paste the same URL. So by doing this, what now is going to happen is whenever we're going to receive an event response in our Pabbly Hook, then automatically that detail will be transferred to this destination URL. That means to this webhook URL and in our Pabbly's workflow. Alright, so I've set up a webhook URL over here, and then it is asking us to select the destination HTTP method. So here you can select the destination HTTP method. By default it matches the source method, but you can override it. For example, always forwarding as a post request regardless of original request type. So here you can see that we have selected multiple source methods, but here for the destination method we can select a single method. You can select it as per your requirement. For now I'm going to select post because here I want to receive the data. Alright, then comes an important feature, that is webhook rate limit. So basically when it is enabled, this lets you control the maximum number of webhooks that can be forwarded in a specific time frame, which is going to help you prevent server overload or API throttling issues. So for example, here you can set the number of maximum webhooks allowed per second, per minute, or per hour. So for example, let's suppose that I'm going to set it as 3 webhooks per minute, then automatically it is going to send only 3 webhooks per minute to my server. Alright, so I have set up the limit as 3 webhooks per minute, but you can set it as per your requirement. limit. So this was all about how you can set the webhook rate limit interval. Let's move forward, and then comes set connection rules. So it says set conditions and modifications for forwarding webhook events. Use filter, transformation, delay and custom response to manage data flow. So here you can see some important features of Pabbly Hook, that is delay, transformation, custom response and filter. You can set up these connection rules to modify your connection in Pabbly Hook. So first comes the delay. So it says set a delay between receiving a webhook event and forwarding it to the destination. Basically, it is going to add a delay between when Pabbly Hook receives a webhook and when it forwards it to the destination. So this is useful if you don't want the data to go immediately. For example, if you need to space out API calls. Like here, to add a delay for your connection, you need to turn on this button, and it is asking to add the delay interval and the time limit period. So here for the delay interval, you can select it as 2 hours, 3 seconds, 3 minutes, something like this. Like I have set up the delay interval as 3, and here you can select the time limit period as second, minute, hour or the day. I'm going to select it as minute only. So that means now if I'm receiving the response from my source, then after the 3 minutes of receiving the response, it is going to forward that response to my destination. So this is how delay works. For now, I'm going to turn it off, and then comes the transformation. So it says modify the webhook events payload before forwarding it to the destination. So basically that means you can clean, reformat or restructure the data to match the exact format your destination app requires. So now here to set the transformation, you need to turn on this button, and here you can see a drop down to select the transformation. That means you can create your own transformation in Pabbly Hook account. So now here to create a new transformation in your account, you can see an option of transformation in the left side bar. So we are going to open this link in a new tab, and then we are going to move it towards the window. And here under transformations, you can see a transformation that I've already created, which is currently inactive. And here you can create your own transformation. For example, here you can see the transformation that I have created. So this is basically created to add the first name and the last name of the lead, or you can say of the customer. Here you can see a simple line code that I have done to add my first name payload and my last name payload over here. So this is the exact code. And here similarly, you can follow this exact pattern given in the left side bar to create a transformation for your own connection. For now, I've created over here for the single parameter, but you can create it as per your requirement. And here after adding the code, you can click on the save button to save your transformation that you have created, and also you can test it by clicking on this run button. So here you can see the output, and after seeing the output, you can clear the window as well. Alright, so this is all about the transformation, and here I've already created a transformation for the name. For now, I'm going to show you how you can set up the simple basic connection without using the transformation. For now, I'm going to turn it off, and later on I'm going to show you how it basically works. Alright, then comes the custom response. So it is going to customize the default Pabbly Hook HTTP response with a static response in JSON or the text format. So basically here you can add a custom response format to receive a source response. You can receive it in the JSON format or in the plain text as well. And here after selecting the content type, you can add the content in the boxes available over here below this particular field. Alright, let's move forward. For now, I'm going to turn it off, and then comes the filter option. So it can set the conditions to forward webhook events based on the request body, headers, query parameters or the path. So here to set up a filter in your connection, you need to turn on this button, and here you can see the options to set up a filter. You can set up the filter in body, headers or query, and in the path as well. Alright, for now I'm going to turn it off. Let's move forward. Then comes Pabbly Hook URL. That means you can use this particular URL to receive the response from the source connection. And here you can see some setup instructions as well. So now here after setting up this basic connection, I'm going to save this connection first. And here you can see it says connection created, and here I've received the Pabbly Hook URL. That means using this particular URL, I can get the response from the source over here on this URL destination. So now here after building this connection, let's test this connection for once. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy this URL. URL, and here I'm going to use Postman to receive a response on this Pabbly Hook URL. So here you can see my workspace, and here you can see an option to add the URL. So I'm going to add the Pabbly Hook URL over here, and here you can select the method as well. For now I'm going to select it as post because I want to receive the response on this URL. So I've selected as post, and here I've written a three-line code where I'm passing the first name, last name and the email address of my lead. So this is for the testing and showing you the response. So I have added the code, and then I'm going to click on the send button given over here, and here you can see instantly we have received a response over here that says received and forwarded to Pabbly Hook. And here you can see we have received the request ID. That means we have successfully sent a response to our Pabbly Hook source URL. So let's go back to our connection. So this is our connection, and now here let me show you that how you can see that whether you have received a successful response from the source and you have successfully sent that source URL response to your destination. So for that you need to access this request option given in the left side bar. I'm going to open it in a new tab, and here under request you can see it says incoming webhooks from the source. That means here under this request you can see the response for the webhooks you are going to receive from the source. So here under request you can see some requests that we have received from the source, and here you can see the status as accepted. Here you can see the HTTP method, and here you can see the request ID. So basically this request ID is similar to the request ID that we have received over here in the Postman. Alright, so this was all about how you can see the incoming webhooks from the source, and now let me show you that how you can see the response of the destination. So for that you need to click on this event section given in the left side bar. And here under events you can see it says webhooks forwarded to the destination. That means here you can see the response of the webhooks forwarded to the destination, and here you can see the status that is success, and here you can see the connection name that we created was new, and here you can see the timestamp as well, and here you can see the number of total attempts and a webhook request ID received. And here by clicking on this view data you can see some more details such as webhook event ID, webhook request ID, event created, event status that is success for the now, and here you can see the other webhook event details such as the source that is Postman. Here you can see the content length, here you can see the content type, and here you can see the method using which the data was transferred, and here you can see the data. Alright, so this was all about the event section, and now here let's take an example. So let's suppose that I want to transfer 100 webhooks to my destination, and at the place of my 50th webhook the webhook data transfer fails. So in that case what is going to happen is that it is going to reattempt the sending of data 5 times each in the difference of 5 minutes. So if it gets failed after the 5 attempts as well, then automatically the connection is going to get stopped. That means the queue after the 50th webhook is going to get stopped. That means it is not going to transfer the webhooks from the 50th place, and the queue is going to get stopped there. And once it is going to attempt the 5 attempts, then automatically it is going to lose the connection. That means in that place you need to create a new connection for your webhook data transfer. Alright, so this was all about the events, and now here let's move to the transformation section. So here I've already told you that how you can create a transformation, and I have created it with the name. So now we are going to see the working of this transformation feature. So we are going to turn it on. And here after enabling the transformation, we are going to select the transformation that we have created from this drop down menu. And after selecting the transformation, we are going to click on this save. And after saving the connection, we are going to test this connection. So here in the post data, you can see this is a hook URL and this is the data. So basically, I have created a transformation that I want to receive the first name and the last name together in the destination. So for that, we are going to test this connection. So I'm going to send the data over here using the Postman. And here you can see we have received a successful response. So now directly we are going to move towards destination to see the response that we have received. So this is our destination, that is webhook by Pabbly, and here you can see in the response we have received the last name separately, and here in the first name parameter we have received the first name and the last name together. So this is the magic of the transformation. Alright, so this was all about how you can use a transformation in your connection. And then here under settings you can see the option of API, team members, activity log and the time zone. So I'm going to open this section in a new tab. And here you can see for the API, you can get your API and the secret key for secure authentication. And then comes the team members, using which you can add a team member in your Pabbly Hook account. That means you can give the access of your Pabbly Hook account to your team members by simply clicking on this add team member button. And here you need to add the email address of that person. Then you need to select the folder of which you want to give the access to that team member. And also you can select the access type as read access or the write access. And here you can find some more points to remember while adding a team member in your Pabbly Hook account. Alright, then comes the activity log, under which you can see step-by-step activity of your Pabbly Hook account. Then comes the time zone, where you can select the time zone of your Pabbly Hook account. And then here we are left with the get help option. So by using this option, you can get a response of all your doubts regarding Pabbly Hook. Alright, so this was all about an overview of how you can use Pabbly Hook for your own business and how you can set up a connection inside Pabbly Hook. So now if you have been struggling with webhook reliability, or you just want more control over your automation pipelines, Pabbly Hook is the solution you have been waiting for. Click the link in the description to try it out and see how much easier webhook management can be with Pabbly Hook. And also if you have any doubts, then feel free to drop them in the comments below. See you in the next video. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.